Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. economy has been on a roll, argumentatively speaking. We're actually in a bull market considering we're 20% off the lows. And based on that technicality, that's a fact, not an opinion. A reversal on the Mark V strategy worked really well today. We're going to show you one of the names we caught it with, as well as show you every single name that we played. Not only that, Wall Street's best earnings are coming back. Newsbeat earnings 2020 Q2. We're going to share with you how we did last quarter and what we're doing this quarter as earnings season is really going to kick off with a bang next week. We're going to go through that. My final thoughts. I am Mark Melnick. This is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. Have so many great things to talk to you about today. We have such a cool agenda. Can oil bottom coming this week? We actually have a trend line drawn from 2004 connecting to 2009, which I am going to use to try to predict the bottom of oil next week. It's kind of crazy. We're going to show you exactly where that trend line is. We're going to talk about Newsbeat earnings 2020 Q2. We're going to show you our report card from last quarter. And then we're also going to show you the Mark V strategy, but for a reversal today, actually on the short side, how we caught it and how we played it, as well as much more. By watching this video, you're going to pause on the next slide, read it in its entirety, and then hit play. Thank you so much for reading that. All right, we have a great agenda for you guys here today. Newsbeat Show 606 is oil ready to bottom. We're going to show you the trend line, but first we got to show you the Mark V strategy today. And it really was a really fabulous strategy. We're just going to show you what we did early on because it was actually quite impressive. So what we were actually doing today was shorting Gilead, which is kind of ironic because you might be sitting here thinking, well, didn't Mark Melnick just do a strategy talking about Gilead going to $100? But if you're in the Newsbeat live room at 8:53 a.m. this morning, we said we're looking for Guild long or short. Yes, watching both ways. There was a report out that came out this morning talking about basically that the study had a lot of holes in it and somebody was trying to pump the stock out, Adam Feuerstein, and his tweet moved the stock. I thought it was impressive, but a lot of analysts saw this and they were basically bashing the stock, or not bashing the stock so much, saying, yeah, it's impressive, but they're not out of the woods yet. So again, when anything changes, you have to be ready. Again, this is from 8:53 a.m. So what I'm going to do is I know what a lot of the scams out there try to do. They try to talk about a strategy, for example, and they'll either fabricate an example or they'll show you a real example of what they played, but they won't talk about the other 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 names that they were actually watching it on, which makes it sort of cherry picking. So for the sakes of this video, when I show you the Mark V, I'm going to talk about every single name that I shared with you in the morning, which was Gilead, NVIDIA, Tesla, Boeing, Moderna, and Disney. These 6 names. And what we did today, and I just want to show you why, like, especially if you have, if you have a large account, you can make money using a myriad of strategies. You probably want to stay away from the small cap pump and dump with traders who are trading one to five, six, seven, eight, nine, $10 names. You probably want to stay away from that with a larger account. But when you have a small account, a lot of people get sucked into those penny stocks, the dollar stocks, and they're looking and they want to maximize their money, rightfully so. Look, you have people who are coming in with very micro-sized accounts, which are having a lot of difficulty making money, making money. And, when you actually show people the way to do it with real companies and not sort of what like a lot of the other Wall Street rooms do outside of here. You sort of get something awkward going. So what I do want to do is I just want to show you Gilead. I just want to show you the one and done, and I want to show you why trading a small account, there's no better place in the world to trade a small account than the Newsbeat live room. One, we're trading real names. Do you know rooms that trade those $1 to $10 names? You know how many people come out to me? And type in 11 if you are suspicious of this. And again, I'm not looking at people's records. I'm not pointing a finger. I'm not saying anybody's name out there on Wall Street, but you know who they are. How they'll talk about a dollar, two, three, four, five, six, seven, $8 name. They'll talk about it. They load it in a position. Then they'll start what I call pumping it to their subscribers. And then what usually happens with that is it has a move. After the pump, what you do is you dump, hence the term pump and dump. And basically, the mentality is, and again, I'm not accusing anyone of doing this because what's the point? I'm not here to drag people down. I'm here to inform you. And then I'm going to show you how you could have made easily, in my humble opinion, 100% or more of your money in minutes using real companies, not these small cap companies, not small junks. What a lot of them like to do is they'll buy like 50,000 shares of a 2, 3, 4, $5 name. They'll pump it out to the room. The stock will quickly spike 10, 15 cents. You have to realize if you have a $5 name that's doing like, you know, 5 million shares, that's only $25 million that went in and out of that stock. You throw that to a room with 100 traders with buying power, that thing is going to move. I mean, what do you think happens? In my opinion, hey, look, who knows, right? I'm just sharing my 2 cents. So what they do at that point is with their 50,000 shares at $5, I'm using just $5 at X stock XYZ. The stock will go to $5.20. What they'll usually do is they'll dump 40, 45,000 shares, 47,000 shares. They'll lock in a big P&L and they'll wait to share that with you in the future when they show you how good their strategy is. And from that point, after it hits 520, one of two things are going to happen. It's going to go down or it's going to go up. But for the guru, the trade is already over. It's just a matter of how much money they're going to make at that point. This Wall Street thing, in my humble opinion, I have no proof. I'm not looking, these gurus are not sending me their time and entries, but if you've known how many people have come, and we have the largest community here, how many people tell me that this stuff is happening all the time, makes you nauseous. Now let me show you the strategy. Very simple on the Mark V. So on the Mark V strategy, basically what we're doing is you're choosing a name in the Newsbeat live room. In this case, it's for the long. It's a long example shown here, but I'm going to show you a short example. And I'm just going to spell it out for you on Gilead because we actually went short today. So very simple, and I always feel like I'll get a lot further with you guys if I draw it out. Here's a 5-minute chart. Here's candlestick number 1, candlestick number 2, candlestick number 3, and I just want to share with you this. All right. Low of candlestick number 1. So you basically have to wait till 9:40 to do the strategy. You need two 5-minute bars to close. What you need is you need the first time where a 5-minute bar does not break a prior bar's low, in this case for a short. So if you actually look at the stock here, I'll just move my mug over here. The low of this candle is 84.28 and the low of the second candle is 84.30. So low of candlestick number 1 equals 84.30. Low of, typo. Low of candlestick number 2. I'm sorry, 84.28. Low of candlestick number 2 equals 84.30. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, low right here, the first 5 minute candle, 84.28. Low right there, 84.30. So since since a five since a prior 5 minute bar low for the first time has not tested, meaning you have not tested 84.28 on the second candle. And for legal purposes, I'm only referring to your demo account, even though I did this trade in a live account. I'm just sharing with you what I would do. I'd never tell you to buy or sell security. So since a prior 5 minute bar low for the first time is not tested, you can short the next time a 5 minute bar breaks down. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, Mark, I have $1,000 account. Mark, I have a $2,000 account. I'm not going to be able to do this. This is an $83 stock. I need to I need to trade those scam like dollar, $2 names that are being pumped out by a broadcaster with a nice looking chart. I need to trade those names. I can't trade an $83 stock. How many of you guys are thinking about that right now? What if I told you that I bought a 25-cent option? Now, I know a lot of people get scared when they hear options. You have to realize options are only a vehicle for me to trade a stock symbol. I could care less about redeeming them. I could care less about a lot of factors. I could care less if the stock ever gets to the price in which I buy the option with, which is a perfect example today. So as the stock was digesting here on candlestick number 3, the $80 puts expiring today, which is 417. I don't know, is it after 12 a.m.? No, it's still. All right, so expiring today at 417.20. We're trading at per contract, which equals, which practically is an equivalency of 100 shares short for $25. When I say $25, I mean $25. So to give you an example, if you wanted to buy 40 of these, you have the equivalency of 4,000 shares of Gilead short. Now, granted, they don't move like common stock. You're going to make less when you're right. Dollar wise, you'd make more money short 4,000 shares, despite the fact that that would cost you over $325,000. But if you wanted to buy 40 of these, it would cost you $1,000. That's it. Sound a lot. You think it's a lot. The $1,000 is the most you can risk. You could choose your dollar amount. That's why options, that's why, I mean, how many traders double, triple, quadruple down and had a blow up day in their career? Expletive word. I probably had a good 3, 4 of them that I can remember over 21 years. I mean, how many people have had like a blowout day because you just start buying in again and again and again because you don't want to get stopped out? This is why options are so much safer. Because with options, you're only going to lose 100% of the money you bet. And while that sounds like a lot, it really isn't. Because when you buy common stock, you almost never lose 100%, right? You got stopped out on 500 shares at 50 cents, you lose 250 bucks. But what if your discipline is off one day? What if your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife was being a jerk and upset you, your neighbor, your friend, your stranger? You're in a bad mood. Are you going to be 100%? Are you going to be in the right mindset to trade? You're probably going to end up trading anyway, right? Probably going to end up trading anyway. You probably don't have the discipline to say, My head's not in the game, I'm stepping away. We would like to think that, but let's be honest, that's not us. It's not me. Every time, I rarely do that. I mean, sometimes, but like very rarely, right? So if you bought 40 of these contracts for $1, when the stock flushed to right over here, so you're basically shorting on candlestick 3, and then I'm going to show you what they're valued. So you're shorting or buying these $80 puts after candlestick number 3 breaks and goes through the bottom of candlestick number 2. In English, capital E, in English, you buy these puts after candlestick number 3 breaks below $84.30. Let me just move my face away so you can read it. You're buying these $80 puts when candlestick number 3 goes through there. Now I know what you're thinking. How would I know to buy the $80 puts? Did it matter? You know why? If you bought the $75 puts, the 76, 77, 77.50, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, $100 puts, $95 puts. You bought any of them and you're making money on that move. Any of them. Do you hear me? Any of them. So why the $80 puts? That's the one I chose. There's no genius behind it. I don't know the option Greeks. I don't need to. I'm just using literally these options as a vehicle play play these stock names as a vehicle. All the option is a vehicle. I bought these $80 puts. I'm not holding these puts to wait for Gilead to break $80. You think I'm making a prediction that Gilead is breaking $80? Of course not. All I'm making as prediction is that Gilead is going to go down. That was my only prediction. And that's what the Mark V was. So right over here, does anybody want to guess what percentage of your money you were up right around here? Does anybody want to guess on this candle how much money you were up? How much money your 25-cent puts went to? Where did they go to? Like 65 cents, guys? Something like 63 cents, Jerry? 63 cents. Your puts were worth 250% what you paid. You could have then made 150% of your money. You have I'm just going to take my face off for a second here. A 250% increase in the $80 puts. Keep in mind, at that point, the stock was trading as low as 82.23. The stock wasn't remotely close to $80. I think if I recall correctly, the best I made was a little over 100% of my money. I didn't sell the top. 100% of your money in 10 minutes. As opposed to having the inevitable pump and dumper give you a symbol they like while they're already in a position. You want to know how it sounded like with these Gilead puts in the Newsbeat live room? You know what it sounded like? We're talking about it all morning. Guys, do you like the Gilead puts here? What do you think? People are sharing their opinions. Okay, what do you think? Okay, how about some lottery tickets today? It's a Friday. Lottery tickets are basically very inexpensive options that are expiring shortly, like every Friday. This happens every single Friday. In 10 minutes, on a multi-billion-dollar company, not a little dollar company. In 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes, you had the opportunity to make a 250% increase in your option value. That is why traders with small accounts are successful. That is why we are really changing lives. That is why we're probably getting the most testimonials out of any trading room out there. In fact, I'll share one with you today. Let me just block out the gentleman's name. Okay, here. If this is an inspiration, I don't know what is, because when I saw this, I get very emotional when I read these emails. This came in 7 hours ago. You know what that means? Look at the time right now. I just literally screenshotted it right now, this moment. I know it doesn't show you the amount of minutes, but it would say 7 hours and 50 whatever minutes. I just screenshotted this, but it came in today, right into my email, and says this. It says, Mark, I want to send you an email regarding my trading for the last 30 days. I am not an emotional type of guy, but I am almost in tears. This is not for sadness, but out of joy. I was doing okay prior, but with 3 stupid trades that I did on my own, I was down to my last $300, and I was finally going to throw in the towel for the last time. This dude was done. This dude was done as a trader. You have $300 in your account. What the expletive are you going to do with $300 in your account? Most traders would be like, that's it. Time to go back to a corporate job as soon as this quarantine ends. As a member of the room, I was watching my nightly 7:30 p.m. Newsbeat show about a month ago and at my wit's end. So this happened last month. You said something about being there for us and that you would do anything for us to make it as a trader, which is my life's goal. I said if Mark is going to be there for me, I can do it no matter what. I followed your suggestion on your morning tweet and made my decisions based on my methodology. Attached, you will find my last 30 days as a trader. He drew it sloppily here by hand, so I guess I could click it. Um, hold on, I'll download it 1 second. He attached this thing right here, that's what it is. He literally wrote down the names he traded. Now, I need you to understand this. You want to know the impressive thing here? Not his consistency, not the fact that he's 9-0. Look at the names he's trading with a $300 account. Roku, Tilray, Amazon, Apple, Square, Netflix, Apple, Tilray. He's trading Amazon and Apple on a $300 account. Just keep that in mind when I tell you about little pump and dump names which is why 97% of traders fail. Forgive me, it is a rough win-loss document, but it shows 9 trades. He did 9 trades in a month. Talk about discipline. You know why you do 9 trades in a month? Anybody want to know why he only did 9 trades with a $300 account? Does anyone want to guess? Because you're probably exactly, Stu. You're probably under pattern day trading rules. Forgive me, it is a rough win-loss document, but it shows 9 trades, no losing trades, and the money went from $300 to over $1,000. This money or extra money for me and my daughter is huge. This, sir, is because of you, and I will never say I am going to stop trading. Thank you so much for your honesty, knowledge, caring, and standing behind what you say. This is only the start of my trading career. Forever grateful, the gentleman who just wrote that. Now, yeah, you could see why an email like that really hits you hard. And that's why I need to really explain to you guys as best as I can when I am telling you that if you have a small account, that the only way to do it successfully, unless you want to be the fraction of 1% out of hundreds of thousands, is to do it this way. I know because I've probably helped the most amount of people get to that level without penny stocks. And it's just a little stupid trade like this in the morning, which will make your day. One of the things that I've realized last week is, and I'll show you the other names on my list as promised from my tweet this morning: Guild, Nvidia, Tesla, Boeing, Moderna, and Disney on the Mark V, just so we're clear. And if you're wondering, by the way, where the stop loss is, basically your general stop loss is here. But let me be perfectly clear. You bet if you're willing to lose $1,000, and it could be $100, it could be 25 bucks. Do you understand that? On a 25-cent option, it could be 25 bucks you're risking. Um, you're really just, that's the most you can lose. The truth is, if you're willing to lose what you put in, you don't need a stop loss. Usually you'll get to a point where you just say F this trade, which is F for forget about it. You'll be like, forget this trade, and you're just going to chuck it. But this is going to protect you so you don't get killed on your own stubbornness. Do you understand that, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to show you the Mark V's, and then I'm going to show you why oil's bottoming this week. All right, so it's like a reversal Mark V. So here's, and again, I know everybody loves to show people working examples. I can probably guarantee you that some of these examples do not work. I could almost guarantee you. So I'm not cherry picking. I'm showing you every name that I posted at 8:53 a.m. in the morning, the winners and the losers. I'm going to show you them all. I'm not here to cherry pick. I chose the Gilead one, and I shorted it. All right. So next one is NVIDIA. 5 minute of NVIDIA. All right. NVIDIA opens up here. So what you're doing is you're waiting for the next time it breaks underneath a 5 minute low. Now keep in mind, if you were doing the Mark V long, it would have worked here too. I don't want to get into that. I want to talk about the short side. So this is the first time. Notice right over here on these two 5 minute candles. I'll even remove the moving averages. I don't even want you to focus on them. Here's the first 5 minute candle. Second 5 minute candle comes in and doesn't break the low of the first. The next time a candlestick breaks the low, you go short. So notice the low of this candle did not break the low of the prior one. The low of this candle here is 293.75. It missed the 293.67. The low of this candlestick here obviously did not break the prior low, but it happens right over here for the first time. So you're literally shorting on this red candle right over here. You're literally shorting with your stop up here. You're shorting on this red candle through this level with a stop up here. Look at that. That's money in front of your look at that. That's money. That's money. Beautiful Mark V. Tesla. Perfect example. And by the way, just so we're clear, on the Mark V strategy, the target is always day lows. I know on the thing here for a long example it says target day highs, but for the short side it's target day lows. So when you're shorting here, if you want to know where your target is, it's basically the break of this candle here, which happens right here. I'm not talking about the fact that it plummeted afterwards. I don't care if it exploded up afterwards. Your trade is over. You shorted through 296 and a quarter with a 293 and a quarter target. You got there relatively quickly. Tesla, the other name on my list, right over here. You see this 5 minute bar did not break the prior low. Breaks it right here. You're shorting through 761.96 with a target of 761.23. It flushes to 750, 720. Your trade is over right then and there. Clean up, done. Boeing. Mark V long would have worked, but we're talking about the Mark V short, right? So have a number of trend lines here on Boeing. Learned a very valuable lesson about options today. Maybe we'll save that for another video. Look, this low breaks a prior low. Right over here is the first time on this third 5-minute candle, right over here, that the low of this candle did not break the prior candle for the first time today. This is all 5-minute charts, by the way. Okay. Right over here, for the first time you break a prior 5-minute low, that is your trade. Only the first time it happens. It doesn't work any other point of the day. And if it does work, it's a different strategy. So you're basically shorting right over here through 150, 133, and your target on Boeing is really day lows. But the truth is, Boeing never got to day lows. But you would have to be a complete and utter imbecile and complete and utter greedy. I don't know. It's okay to be an imbecile, you know. I'm a college dropout. I say it endearingly. You short 150, 133. The stock drops $5 in your face while you're short. If you're not making money, like even over here and over here, you're not understanding the methodology. Just because you have a target of something doesn't mean you don't take profits along the way. Anybody who teaches you you have to take a full stop loss or hit your full target, the only thing they're full of is manure. Because so explain to me why 98% of the people who follow that methodology fail. Now, look, I'm not saying 100% of people who follow me win. Of course not. Of course not. But I will take you want to take the Pepsi challenge any day? I will have a success rate. My guess, my success rate will be 30 to 40 times higher than the industry norm, in my opinion. Come try us out. Because my strategies work in the current environment because I keep changing what works in the current environment. I keep adapting and evolving. I don't have an ego. I don't have a problem looking at one of my strategies and saying, sucks now, forget it, later. You know how many strategies I have are on the back burner that I haven't been exercising because they don't work well in the current environment? Tons of them. Beautiful Mark 5 in Boeing. Moderna, look at this. Gap up in Moderna, right over here. First 5-minute bar doesn't break the prior low. You short right here through 45.64. Money. Just money. I don't care if you make 20 cents on these trades. Do you understand that? It's so funny when some people are like, the biggest complaint that I've gotten recently, there's many levels of traders. You have the trader who's struggling and needs to get back on track and was doing real well and then had a bad week and he needs a little or she needs a little pick-me-upper, which happens all the time. You have traders who are just phenomenally successful, always having their best weeks. You have traders who were losing consistently and start making money. They're like, Mark, I'm only making like 15, 20 cents a trade. And the stock ran like $4, $5, $6. I'm missing out on that. I'm screwing up. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, you are consistently profitable for the first time in your life. Yet you're looking at it and you're throwing a negative spin on it. Interesting take on life, huh, bro? Last but not least, here's Disney. Mark 5 here is interesting because you're shorting through 105.80 right here. Let me just move my face down. You're shorting right here through 105.80, and then we're going to get to oil, and I'm going to explain to you why oil is probably ready to bottom, and then I'm going to show you the Newsbeat live earnings and how you could be part of it, along with our report card from last earnings quarter. Short right here through 105.80, flushes to 105.21. You have a stop at above 106.30. It never stops you out. Took a while on Disney. Not fun because you're sitting there like this, but the trade worked. So those are the Mark 5 setups on the names I'm watching. Now, why is it important for the names I'm watching? There's reasons why I'm watching every name on my list. Most people do it because they're scanning for a gap up or a pattern or a gap down, and that is just, it doesn't produce consistency. Yes, it's easy for anybody to pump and dump a dollar name and take a $1 name or a $2 name and, buy 30,000 shares and start talking about it. And even if the stock never hits their target, wink, wink, a lot of times they can technically make money. And again, I'm not pointing a finger. I'm not accusing anyone of doing it. It's just I need you to be aware of what could be happening out there on Wall Street, right? So, for example, um, today, today I chose Boeing, and as one of the names on my list. And what you didn't know is Boeing is literally redoing their 737 Max. They're actually creating their planes again, production of their planes. So to me, it was very important to watch Boeing on my radar because I knew there was going to be a lot of people watching that and a lot of momentum. Next, I want to show you oil. And not only am I going to show you oil, I'm going to talk about the potential bottom of oil this week. And I'm not really big into trading oil. I know a lot of people are. I respect it. It's cool. It's just not me. But I would consider doing it. Right now, you see a weekly of oil, of Apple, excuse me. I'm going to put in crude oil futures, and I'm gonna just do the continuous current contract in front. I don't know, whatever. That's what I'm choosing. I'm just gonna remove the volume because for me this chart's irrelevant. What I'm showing you here is a weekly chart. You could see it's going back into the early 90s, and what I'm doing is this, and I'm gonna share with you the parameters. I'm gonna attach the low of December, the week. This is a weekly chart of December 13th, 2004. December 13th, 2004. And this, believe it or not, is right from our algorithmic trendline course. Right over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make array. Where is that array? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect this array right to the bottom there. Right to the bottom of the week of December. If you can't read the bottom, it's December 13th, 2004. And what I'm going to do with this array is I'm going to connect the other part of the trend line here to February 9th, the week of February 9th, 2009. Right over there. Right over there. So again, if you're watching this video and you're like, what on earth is Mark drawing? On a weekly chart of slash CL, was this current contract, whatever. I'm not sure if I've never traded a future in my life. I probably end up buying a stock that will move up on oil if I buy this. I'm not sure if I would go USO or OIH. I'm going to have to look into that a little deeper. But on a weekly chart of CL, current contract, draw a trend line attaching the week of, I guess it is the week, attaching 12/13/2004 low to 2/9/2009 low. All right, so that's the trend line you're drawing. Go back to this video if you forgot it and you want to look. And I want to show you where crude is today and why this line is so important. So I'm just going to zoom in. We are over here. You see this blue line right here? This is where we are. I'm going to switch it over to the daily just to show you. So literally, come next week, if you start going start going below like 16 bucks, like 1560s, you start going below like 1560s. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might just try to make $1 million on a trade like this. Serious, like. I'm like, is this something where I just load the expletive boat? You have to keep in mind, I'm not an oil trader. I don't like trading oil, but when I see something like this, I'm not going to give up this opportunity. I am not an oil bull. I've been an oil bear for the last 6 years. It actually cost me, I wouldn't even call them friends, but acquaintances. I remember being at a particular holiday party, and there was a gentleman who was talking to me about oil, and he was bullish in oil, and he asked my opinion. I told him I was bearish, and he didn't want to talk to me afterwards. He was like offended. He thought I was like an idiot. And I'm not saying like even if I'm right or wrong, you ask my opinion. Like I don't care if I'm right or wrong. I'm giving you my opinion, right? Don't ask if you don't want to hear it, baby. Hope he's doing all right, really. Nonetheless, stupid story. Nonetheless, here's where oil is today. You start going down through the 1560s next week, and to me, I will stop and say that is the bottom of oil. There's also a fundamental reasoning for it. I'm going to give you the fundamental reasonings right now. The U.S. is going to, there's no point in the U.S. drilling oil anymore at these prices. The Saudis have the cheapest oil to drill in the world. Again, you want to compare like shale and non-shale drilling here. Think about it. I always tell people like this, go to a shale rock, take your two fingers and like stick it down and see how far you go. Now go to a sandbox or on the beach and go to the sand and go like this and see how far you go down. That to me is the baby analogy for why it's so cheap for the Saudis to drill oil. They, besides that, it's just flooded all over the country, which is ironic because there's sand there now and oil's made from organic material, which means those huge sandboxes of today were once very lush jungles. It's crazy to think that these sandboxes and these deserts were once like lush vegetation, just like Antarctica, believe it or not, was like a tropical island. People like now it's just like barren wasteland. But if you go deep in Antarctica, deep down the ice, life appears, or what once was. Unless you're in the water, then there actually is life there too. But anyway, yes, I think the bottom of oil is in. I think you have to watch it, and it will be right nearby. So remember the line, if you want to draw it on your own chart, like that. Okay? You guys want to see my report card, right? Oh my God, does my mommy have to sign it and give it back to the teacher? Don't those dumb teachers know that the kids just sign? If you give them a bad report card, the kids are just likely going to sign it and give it back to you. Yeah, my dad read this one. Here you go. Just sitting there like, look, my parents have enough crap to go through. I'm not bringing them home this report card, all right? You're trying to make my parents' day worse. Shame on you, teacher. Give me my report card. Okay. Well, for better or worse, I'm going to share with you my report card from last season and teach you how you can get access to what many are telling me are the best earnings on Wall Street. You be the judge. There's definitely a lot of losses. But please note, all these plays should be interpreted on common shares only. They're based on entering the position at the closing price and exiting at the open price. There is no strategy beyond that. There is no management. There is no buying half of it into the close and then half at the close and exiting and managing the morning. As a disclaimer, this is for educational purposes only and represent just mathematical samples of what could be possible. In my opinion, these trades are for demonstration purposes only. Okay? Now let me show you how it worked out. You'll see like a lot of losses here. A lot of notes I do half size based on conviction. I use a lot of parameters. A lot of big winners here too. A lot of big winners, a lot of big losers, and you can make this whatever you want, and I'll show you how you could reduce it. But if you followed these plays with $100,000 bets, you made about $169,000. But keep in mind, if you, for example, you only could do $10,000 bets, this could be $16,900, hypothetically speaking. And if you were to do a $100 bet, well, that'd be kind of hard to buy like a $200 name with a $100 bet. Assuming you could buy at least one share, if you're making approximately like a $500 bet, like this number would be about 850 bucks if you're betting like 500. And keep in mind, 850 bucks, like you're taking a name like Target and you're buying like four shares. Like, just so we're clear what 500 bucks looks like with common stock. So, um, a lot of great winners, a lot of great consistency, trading the biggest names on Wall Street, um, which is basically what this list is. And the list we have now is right over here. We actually just got started. We just picked one name so far. I know next week we're likely going to pick um, several other names as the earnings season is getting kicked off in a very big way. We have a lot of sexy names. Like I'm just looking right now, like IB, and I'll show you. By the way, if you want to know all the sexy names reporting, just earningswhispers.com. It's plural. Each word is plural. Earnings Whispers. Check this out. We got IBM reporting next week after the close, Monday after the close. Tuesday morning, Coca-Cola. That's always fun. And remember, I'll be trading these intraday too with all these strategies I'm showing you. Not a lot on Tuesday morning. Philip Morris. Mm, EDU should be interesting. Any online form of education will be interesting during WFH, work from home, with interactive brokers, work from home, quarantine, how many people are trading. Chipotle, that's going to be interesting. Netflix, Snapchat, Texas Instruments. We have some heavy hitters here. I mean, Wednesday morning you have Biogen, AT&T, Delta, Kimberly-Clark, just to name some notable ones. I mean, you just got a lot of great earnings names. So again, the way you get it is just being part of the Newsbeat live room. We update you with strategies. We update you with so many things. I just want to show you like what the Newsbeat live room gets. We literally share with you through our portal everything. You get our cheat sheet, you get our strategies, you get what's working now in the market, you get with the Newsbeat Live how it all works, you get a trading tip, you get updated strategies. We don't nickel and dime you every step of the way. And as a Newsbeat Live member, you don't pay for our exclusive Twitter service. It used to be a fee to be part of our Twitter. We made it free. Not only that, our earnings come to you at absolutely no extra additional cost. Newsbeat Live members get everything. In fact, after this show ends, I'm probably going to do a Q&A in the chat. And I'm always coming in on a Saturday morning. Tomorrow morning, I'll be in the Newsbeat live room doing Q&A with my coffee. I'll probably be doing an updated strategy video for them tomorrow night. I mean, the Newsbeat live members get exclusive content, which is great. So definitely consider being part of it. There are people who join up just for our earnings. People join in just for our overnights. People do it for the intraday. People do it for a combination of things. We try to way over deliver. Over deliver is the understatement of the century. We try our best to way over deliver on everything you get. So consider joining us. And I just wanted to say, what are your thoughts on oil? Do you think oil's going to bounce next week? What do you think of some of these strategies and trades? How is your trading holding up? It's thanks to viewers like you that make the Newsbeat Live Room T3's #1 trading room destination. Happy trading, make money. And I'll probably see you guys tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening, Sunday morning, Sunday evening, and Monday morning on the Newsbeat Live Trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.